Hey there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pop Culture After Dark. Happy 2022, and we hope that you guys had a happy holiday season. Vonnie, it's so good to see you. Haven't seen each other in a little bit.
It's been a minute. Fuck COVID. P.S.
Yeah. Stay tuned to Oh So Petty. But for that conversation. But yes, the celebs are out acting a fool. So Vonnie and I are like, okay, we have got to get back on this recording game. Like, we're into January. We are ready to go. And I mentioned Oh So Petty because we have our co-host of Oh So Petty being a special guest today that will continue season 2 with us, or she's starting season 2. I guess you could say like 2B with us. And two-part B, and we want to welcome Rita. Rita, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, everybody.
So Rita is our one of our hosts on Oh So Petty, and Oh So Petty premieres, as you guys listen to this, it premieres on Monday. So this comes out Friday and it premieres Monday, our very first episode. It's all over the place, but we promise we do come up with a format. The second episode's really, really good. And then we're recording a third episode today. So yeah, so just real quick before we get into how was y'all's holidays?
They were good. They were minus the COVID. They were pretty good. I mean, it was, nice having family together, all of our kids together and stuff, but COVID came through and she's a bitch. So
yeah, COVID came through and got all of us. Like, it was left nobody out.
Nah.
So up until the COVID, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm glad that y'all are okay and healthy, because we were supposed to start recording a couple of weeks ago, and they were like, "Oh, flu Rona."
Yeah. See, and then it wasn't even COVID; it was fucking flu Rona on top of that. Like, so thanks 2022. Like, not even fucking one day in, and we're like, and fuck this year already.
Here we go.
Yeah, so we are gonna jump into some celebrity drama. So this week on Pop Culture After Dark, we're gonna be talking about Britney Spears and her whole drama with her family girl. Oh Lord, Jamie Lynn, Jesus, take the wheel. Obviously we cannot talk about Pop Culture After Dark without the legendary Betty White.
Yes.
And that sad story, Bob Saget as well. And then we get into some messiness with that Kardashian family girl. We stay keeping up with them. They keep us in business. So we're going to talk about Kanye, Travis Scott, Amber Rose, Kim K, and the entire Kardashian family. Kanye, or Ye's new girlfriend, Julia Fox. We'll be talking about Hugh Hefner, Yellow Jacket star Melanie Lynskey, Sarah Evans, Lori Loughlin, Prince Andrew, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet, Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox, and the Dallas Cowboys NFL football team.
That's gonna be Abel's favorite segment.
So why don't we just start off and let's just talk. I want the podcast to kind of be light and fun. So why don't we just talk about Betty White? Today would have been her 100th birthday.
Yes.
Where were you?
I was so sad. Like, I really was so sad. I could not believe. Like, I guess she's like one of those people who I really felt like, man, she really might just live forever. Like, after a certain point, I felt like she just stopped aging and was just staying right there. Like, that's how I felt about her. So I was very sad, and I love the Golden Girls and all her stuff. Like, upset.
I was literally at HEB about to get down and do some grocery shopping when I got the notification that she had passed away, and I was like, no fucking way. Like, right away I went straight to Twitter to see like what was going on, and sure enough, and literally my eyes got watery. I was like, there's no, and the first thing that pops in my head is like the proposal where she's in the woods and she's out to the window, like that. To me, I'm sorry, she's everybody's golden girl, but to me, that's my, to the sweat drips down my balls.
Yeah, she is definitely my golden girl. I love her so much. I was at work and I was eating lunch and I was like just checking social media and I saw like Betty White died. I'm like, there's no fucking way. I was like, this bitch is supposed to live forever.
Right?
And I was like, no. And man, I was just it's just one of those things that it's just like I feel like we just lost like an American treasure, you know. It's just like
Literally, right? I know. I literally felt like that too. Like, and I guess that's why I didn't like, because I did the same thing that you guys did. Like, I had to look it up because I was like, bullshit, like whatever. And I looked it up, and like when I realized it was true, I literally felt my heart sink as if I just knew her in person, like she was my grandma or something. Like I really felt like just bad, horrible. Like I lost somebody I knew personally.
yeah, I know. So I don't know. I felt bad about it. Um Rita, where were you? Did you say where you were whenever that
Um,
happened?
I was at home. I was at home with my kids. I was laying down watching an aggressive show. I was watching Vikings, and I
Oh
literally,
girl.
I turned off everything. Well, not turned off, but paused. I paused everything. I told my kids to be quiet. Like maybe they would change what happened. Like I, like, but no,
Yeah.
I was at home, but I stopped my whole household. Like I didn't. I was like, what? So
What I thought was so funny is like when that happened, I was like, man, fuck this year. Like I was already blaming 2022. It had like we hadn't even hit the new year yet or nothing, but I was already mad at 2022. Like fuck
that's
you.
where I was at. I was like, we didn't even get to 2022 yet. Like, what the fuck is happening?
But I was like, holy shit, should we be worried? Should we be worried that 2022 is coming? And Betty White was like, peace out. Like, I ain't fucking with it.
She was like, fuck y'all, bitch. Y'all can have that.
Most
I
And
know.
then
definitely.
and then I was worried. I was like, it's 2022.
Yes. Yes.
It's like a reboot of 2020. Like,
No,
There was
bitch.
like a meme that I had posted on my personal Facebook that it said before I go into 2022, I would like to see the rights and agreements before I go into
I want to read the
2022.
fine print, run it by my lawyer real quick. Let me
Yeah,
know.
like man, I swear to God, I mean that. I like my whole heart meant that meme. like,
and
like,
obviously we didn't read it because 2022 started off fucking ridiculous. So,
yeah, we can't deal
thanks.
Yeah.
with Rona.
But circling back to Betty White, like I just really think she left such an amazing legacy, and just the outpouring of love and just like dedication people had like to her, and just herself for like all of her charity work that she was doing. That they're carrying on this. Was it like a dog or animal like
Yes.
type charity thing for her?
Yeah.
And they just raised like all this money for it, like in 10 minutes. It was amazing. So, it really gave me a chance to go back and look through like her past work and what she's actually done throughout her entire film career. And not just that, the amazing things that she did with her talk show, because not many people knew that she had a talk show and it wasn't on for very long, but she tackled like really hard hitting like topics and things on her show that were so progressive to the time that she was actually in, like racism and stuff like that. And that was one of the main reasons why her show ended up getting canceled, because she refused to let go of an African American man that she had on her show, and then she showcased him, and like she let his talents flow on there. So I mean, there's just so much that you just gotta like, she was a fucking G, you know.
She
Yeah.
was, yeah. And I agree with you because that actually, when she had passed away, that actually made me do that same thing as well. Like go back through all of her stuff and really just like hone it. And I'm a huge animal person, so like her, and like I loved all the like little recaps and stuff that all different channels and TV, like that they were doing about her, and you could tell how much like she really felt for her charities and animals, her fans. Like she was literally just an amazing person altogether. Like personally, a real good person. And like I think like literally everybody lost somebody that day. Like she was that big,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So transitioning from one OG to another, Bob Saget.
Yeah.
So his death was so sad. Obviously any kind of death is. but it's also been surrounded by controversy a little bit.
I've
And
seen that.
so um I know that it was crazy because he had posted to social media. He was like in the middle of a tour,
Mhm.
and he was talking about like in his last post like how he loved to be back on stage and how like alive he felt and energetic. And then they said that um there isn't any foul play like suspected, but there is he passed away in his sleep.
Yeah.
And
So,
so go ahead, Bonnie, go ahead.
oh, well, yes, he did pass away at 65. That was Sunday on January the 9th at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Orlando, Florida. Now, the sheriff's department responded to the hotel around 4 p.m. after the hotel's security had found him non-responsive after his wife had requested a wellness check because she hadn't heard from him. So the sheriff's department did say there's no foul play suspected, no drugs, no alcohol issues or anything like that. Now he was found with his left hand over his chest, leading, them to think that he passed away due to a heart attack or a stroke or something of that nature. Now he was in the middle of his comedy tour. So, and he was in good spirits, like you said, the night before. He had just posted that he felt amazing. He loved being on stage. Like, he just really did look like he was in a good shape, and spirits and all that good stuff. So they were just like really blown away that all of a sudden like this happened and he was found, deceased and whatnot. Now, like you said, there is a controversy surrounding that. People are, and it's also, this ties into Betty White as well, because they are saying that he had just gotten over COVID, but he had just received the booster vaccination. And as well as Betty White had just received her booster vaccination as well. And they're, saying that she passed away of a heart attack or a stroke as well. So that's leading a lot of people to believe that these boosters are, that this was a side effect of the boosters, a blood clot, and that caused either a pulmonary embolism or the heart attack or the stroke. Now, it is under investigation, sort of, kind of, because they got to see what's going on. They are performing the autopsy and toxicology reports, which will take a few weeks to come out. But that is where, the controversy is surrounding that, making it seem like these were kind of bad effects from the booster shots. Now, his funeral did take place Friday the 14th at Mount Sinai Memorial Park Cemetery in the Hollywood Hills. It was a very somber occasion. At first, it was only supposed to be for about 50 people. 300 people ended up showing up to, pay their respects. The pallbearers included John Stamos, John Mayer, Dave Coulier, and, he, of course, was on Full House with them, and Jeff Ross. There were a couple of other pallbearers, but those were, the more notable ones. Pretty much all of the cast from Full House was present. Chris Rock was there. So many other celebrities that went to pay their last respects. He was very, very well loved and respected in the community. And this did come as a huge shock to people. But, I don't know. What do you think about that controversy?
I don't know. Like, it's hard not to get into that because I feel like a vaccine isn't going to do something. I feel like they may have had other underlying issues already. I mean, Betty White, for God's sake, was 100. God knows how many vaccines she lived through.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And so I don't want anyone to be like, that's the reason why. Just because they probably had other health issues that contributed to it. So, but I also know a lot of the controversy surrounding Bob Saget is that he doesn't have the best reputations in Hollywood. And so it goes back to a question that we always ask, like, can you separate the art from the artist? Like Michael Jackson and all his allegations, R. Kelly and his allegations, and well, I guess they're not allegations anymore because he was convicted, but can you separate the art from the artist? And Bob Saget to me was a big part of my growing up. You know what I mean? Watching Full House and even Fuller House recently on Netflix. So I struggle with that. So that's more controversial for me as far as more so than like the COVID stuff, but like the booster shot stuff. But it has to do with more like, to me, it was like, I struggle with like, I don't know that, like, I'm very quick to with Michael Jackson. I completely, I will not listen to his music. I will not support him. I am just I can't separate the music from like the art from the artist in his case. But in Bob Saget, it's like I'm struggling internally to do that because of his reputation and allegations. So Rita, what are your thoughts on it all?
I'm actually kind of right there with you, Abel. Because all the same, like ever since I was little, I've always watched him growing up. I loved his characters. I loved, at least when I was, younger and still naive. You don't look into celebrity news like that because you're so young. Like I didn't pay attention to any of that stuff for a very, very long time. So when I think of him, I think of him as the actor and the personality and the person that I always saw on these shows and all the same. And I love Full House. Like I still watch it. I still watch it. If I'm up and it's on, I will put it on. So I still watch it. So I mean, like for me, and I wasn't able to watch Fuller House yet, but everybody that knows how much I like Full House told me like, oh my God, you need to watch it. But all the same, like you, like I guess internally, I'm kind of fighting that because I've heard the controversy and stuff like that, but it's hard for me to believe, and I feel like I might be biased. So I'm like, I'm gonna stay out of it. Like I just know that what I saw, what I grew up with, I love it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, Bob and Betty both died, and that's sad.
Yeah,
It's sad.
We literally lost like America's grandmother and America's father, like in one fell swoop. But in between losing Betty and losing Bob Saget, we also did lose a amazing icon in the acting industry, and that was Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier did pass away on January 7th. And if you don't know who Sidney Poitier is, he's an amazing actor. He paved the way for African American actors in the film industry. He had an Academy Award that he had won in 1963 for Lilies of the Field. And he had actually made him the first Black performer to win the Best Actor category. So
Yes.
he was another notable actor that did pass away, sadly, at the beginning of 2022. So we've lost 3 icons this year already.
Yeah, we jumped into 2022 doing just great.
Yeah. So let's kind of transition into the sadness of 2022 so far into the messiness, and we're gonna stay with icons. Britney Spears, y'all.
When I was going over stories for this, the first thing I told Rita was like, I'm not even touching this Britney Spears shit. I'm leaving it for Abel. This is his shit. This is his girl. Like, it's too much. I'm not doing it.
Okay, y'all. I have so many mixed feelings with Britney. She's a fucking mess. I love her. Okay, the bitch. Someone take her phone away. That sounds bad because she wasn't like all the Free Britney people. Don't come at me because you'll just get blocked, bitch. Bitch, sometimes you need to put that phone down, girl. The shit that she's posting, and then at the same time, I'm like torn again because her sister Jamie Lynn, this bitch has the nerve to write this book, her fucking tell-all or whatever, and she goes, I believe it was on Good Morning America, and does this interview, and she's saying that she only wanted the best for her sister and this and that, and that she was never involved with her sister's estate. However, court documents have surfaced that that's actually not true. Jamie Lynn was actually listed as one of the estate, like, I guess, to deal with the estates, or basically she was one of the like trustees in the estate. So if something were to happen to Britney before her kids were old enough to get the money, Jamie Lynn would be in charge of the estate until her kids were old enough. So she was like a trustee. But in her little tell-all fucking book, she's saying that she was never involved and that she didn't know a lot. When she was younger, she didn't know a lot of it, that what was happening. But she also has been a part of a trustee for Britney for quite some time now. So Britney attacked her sister and her whole family on Instagram, coming at them, saying like, maybe I should start writing basically insinuating that she should write her own tell-all. There's rumors out there that she's going to do an interview tell-all with Oprah. And then so before I go on, what are y'all thoughts on that so far?
I'm here for it. Do it. I'm a bitch. Bet you won't.
I'm right there with you. I'm like, do it.
I want her to do that.
Yeah, because the way I feel about it is like, okay, if everybody else is going to open their mouth about my life, like, okay, all right, now let me step up in here. You know what I mean? And like, she'll have all the proof and whatever that she needs to. So, okay, y'all go ahead and put together how my life was. Let me just tell y'all. So I'm here for it. I think she should do it. Do I agree? Sometimes she should put her phone down. Yes. But I'm here for the tell-all. Like,
I'm here for her wilding out. Like, she is out there, like, posting all kinds of nude shit. She's, like, naked and all her shit. She's showing out. She's wilding out. As she fucking should. This bitch has been basically in a fucking prison for I don't know how many years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bitch, let me be all fucking held back like that for all those years and have the body she has. Man, I'll be up in the grocery store with nipple pasties on. I don't give a shit. So I am here for her. Wilding out, do it, and bitch, please tell us all. Yes, don't threaten it, bitch. If you're gonna be about it, like talk about it, be about it. I want it, bring it.
Yeah, I know, but I
that because even during COVID, you had COVID for like 2 weeks or however long it's been, and you were going crazy just for the 2 weeks. Like what?
Exactly.
But Bonnie doesn't believe in putting the phone down because that bitch had COVID and she was still posting thirst traps on Snapchat. So
man, I know.
I was like, bitch, how you gonna have a whole ass flurona and be posting a thirst trap?
Yeah, yeah. I looked when I had it, man. I didn't leave my bedroom. I was a vampire. I was hibernating. I didn't change out of like two pairs of my pajamas the entire time. And then I get on my Snapchat, see this hoe. I'm like, so
she's
yeah,
like,
I believe it.
And then there was days that she had makeup on.
Yeah, so if you were in some prison like Britney, girl, I believe you. You'd be all over the map.
I know. So, the only thing I have to say is like I wouldn't want her to do an interview with Oprah because Oprah. Okay, here we go. Abel, we're getting canceled. The first episode back. Oprah is sadly overrated now. Like she was such a good journalist before. She is the OG of talk, but she doesn't do those hard hitting questions. She doesn't dig deep. She doesn't make the person feel uncomfortable. Like I want someone to ask those fucking questions like Britney, girl, who locked you up?
Like you want those interrogating aspects.
Britney, what did your dad do to you? Like, what did he do? Did he lock you up? Were you locked inside of a room? Like, Britney, did your dad really threaten to take custody of your kids from you? Like, girl, like Oprah will be like, so tell me about your journey. Bitch, we know her journey. I haven't even watched the interview and I'm annoyed. So as long as she finds the right platform, but there just really isn't. There like aren't any journalists that would like hit like there. Barbara Walters would be the one to like that bitch don't give a fuck who she pisses off, but she's retired. You know what I mean? So I mean she's old as hell. So you know there ain't nothing wrong being old, but she's enjoying all that time that she put in. There is nothing wrong.
I want Nancy Grace to interview her.
Oh, bitch. She'll make Britney cry and have a meltdown. I don't want that.
Here we go.
No, I want Nancy Grace up in that shit. Because Nancy Grace, she wants to know the nitty gritty. And if Britney starts stumbling on her words or anything, Nancy Grace will be right up in there like, no.
But, and then Nancy Grace will be like, oh, really? So we have Jamie Lynn's lawyer with us. I'll be like, oh.
I know.
And online too, we have Britney Spears' dad. Like,
girl, I would be the whole time as if I was right there. I'd be like,
no, Nancy Grace would be like, sir, did you torture your daughter like this? Did you really do that, sir?
And he'll He'll be like, or she'll Jamie Lynn. So, like, speaking of Jamie Lynn's canceling her book tour because she's received
Mhm.
so much backlash after this interview, and so she's canceling her book tour. I'm like, okay, like, who's gonna go see Jamie Lynn Spears? Like, oh my god. And
Yeah.
anyway, so she's canceling her book tour, but it would be so funny, like. Nancy would be like attacking Jamie Lynn. She'd be like, so in chapter 3, paragraph 2, you said, and then Jamie would start explaining herself, and she'd be like, hold that thought. Well, we have transcripts here from a recording from this day and this. I'd be like, oh,
Yeah,
girl.
she gonna pull out a lie detector test. Like,
Nah, because Nancy Grace comes with fucking receipts. That's why. That bitch is just as good as me when it comes to receipts. Like, nah.
Yeah,
Be,
so not
yeah.
Oprah. Oprah's like she's like too like frou-frou. Like, she just like wants to play the nice guy and everybody to love her. And like, I love her. She's good. Like, she was good TV like when I was a child. But I'm like, girl, this is 2022. We need the tea so we can keep this show going. So,
well, it did come out that Jamie Lynn was asking, just like earlier today or something, for Britney to please call her and please talk to her through all this stuff and everything. And I'm over here like, bitch, it's a little too late. Like, what? Why the fuck weren't you trying to talk to her before? Now your ass hurt. Now you want her to forgive you. Now you want all this shit. Like, okay, whatever. Fuck you, other sister. No one even fucking knows who you are or what you do. Like, I couldn't tell you one thing Jamie Lynn Spears does besides piss Britney off.
Yeah. Didn't she have a Nickelodeon show or something?
Did she? I don't know. She's fucking irrelevant.
Yeah, like enough to where I don't even know that. And I got kids. I got like I don't know.
I don't know. But enough of the Spears family. Let's move on to another family that is all up in the news. We're talking about current relationships, past relationships, exes of exes, new boyfriends, new girlfriends, new fiancés. Girl, we're talking about everybody. The Kardashian clan, okay? Y'all.
Okay. This family is just so fucking messy. And like, a part of me wants to be like, well, they are like this because they have to perpetuate that shit for their show and for their, their image and stuff like that. But another part of me is like, nah, they're just really fucking messy. So
like that. Yeah, I don't
So not only, okay, so right now we definitely, the big news is, of course, Kim Kardashian being with Pete Davidson. Now, I find this fucking hilarious because at first, like, the Kardashian girls were like all about dating black guys, and oh my god, one's dating one, the other one's dating one sister marries one. Like their taste in men were always the same. Now it's like, I really find it hilarious that they're making fun of Kim. Like, she's always got to compete with her sisters because fucking Courtney went and got her a fucking like skinny white boy rocker, like all this stuff. And bitch, here fucking comes Kim. If you gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. If you gonna do it, I'm evil twin. I guess we evil then. Like, and then she goes and get Pete Davidson of all fucking people. Like, okay, he's slightly cute in a fucking dorky, whatever kind of way. Maybe he fucking does things that she wouldn't, whatever the fuck. But Pete Davidson and Kim, I remember when I first heard this, I was like, man, this family will do anything for fucking publicity. But I really think she dead ass likes him. Like, she really likes him. And he seems to really like her. Well, they had been like caught together a couple of times, like going out to dinner, this and that. But they are giving their fans whiplash because then there are some times where they are not together. Like, they did not spend New Year's Eve together. He hosted that New Year's Eve party with Miley Cyrus. And there was all this talk about Pete Davidson and Miley Cyrus kind of hooking up or making waves for Kim and Pete. So much so, and what really was the kicker for that was that Kim unfollowed Miley on Instagram and Twitter and everything else. Like, she, like, after the special, the New Year's Eve special, and how, like, Miley was being with Pete and everything like that, Kim fucking unfollowed her. Like, Miley still follows her, but Kim unfollowed her. And I was like, okay.
Miley has a boyfriend now, though.
I don't
I
nobody
think
care because they know Miley's a straight hoe. Like
yeah,
straight
but
hoe.
I think a lot of that had to do with like leading. I think Kim's playing into it because like they did like this whole Miley and Pete were on Jimmy Fallon's show,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and she sang this like song to him like it should have been me or something like that.
Yeah.
And so like I think it was just like to hype up because they were like they had that New Year's Eve show together. So I think they were just trying to like hype up the show. And I think Kim was playing into it by unfollowing her because she knows everybody's watching her like a hawk.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
she and not only is it gonna get like her boyfriend publicity because like, ooh, there's a scandal with him and Miley, but it's like now look at us, we're talking about Kim. Kim is somehow her name is brought up. That bitch is smart. And then she just
Yeah.
launched her new skins line.
Her new
That
skin line is
faux
like,
isn't it faux leather or something like that?
and it's
Girl,
always sold out now and stuff. So there is
that
all
bitch is
that.
smart.
And then there's also the controversy with yay, yee, yeah, whatever. What the fuck are
Yeah,
we calling it now?
girl. When you
Yay.
sent me this video, y'all.
So as soon as I fucking saw him go live, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, because Kanye don't really fucking, like, he's got like a couple of handful of posts and that's it. Well, he went live and he was driving around desperately trying to find this location for
For a
his
birthday
daughter's
party.
birthday party. And he got on, online and was begging for people to help him find out the location of this party. So, and it's hilarious because this is not the first time either that there's been some shit between him and Kim. So, he went live saying that they refused, Kim refused, her mom, like pretty much the whole family refused to give him the location of the party. And finally he got a hold of Travis Scott and Travis Scott gave him the address. So he made another video where he's saying everything's cool. Travis Scott came clutch and gave me, who's not going to know the fucking locations for the future ones? Travis got in trouble with the whole fucking family now. But there was videos of him there at the party, talking to Kris Jenner and everybody and having a good time and enjoying it. Kim came out and said, this was just a miscommunication. Like, I assumed that we were going to throw different, like, separate parties for her. And I just assumed when he came to pick her up, he was going to take her for her own party. Blah, blah, blah. So, but he, like, low key, like, people were saying that he keeps blaming Pete Davidson for all of this. When just a couple of weeks ago, he went online and to talk shit that Kim's security guards were forcibly removing him from her home because Pete Davidson was there. And he wanted to see his kids and he was being denied having access to his kids because of Pete Davidson being there. Kim Kardashian came out and was like, he wasn't here. This is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. I think divorces are not fun, especially when there's kids involved. They get ugly. They get, petty. They get like all that stuff. And right now, people are saying that he's using his children to try and keep a hold on Kim, so much so to where he bought a house across the street from her.
I
Like,
was
across
about to
the
say,
street.
girl, are we gonna forget the fact that this man's so crazy that he bought the house across the street?
No, we are not forgetting that shit. This is fucking yee. No, we're not forgetting that. Like, how, dude, the amount of fucking TikToks that are out there of like fucking, it's like POV, it's fucking Pete Davidson coming out to take the trash, and he's all, hey Kanye, what's up? He's all, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and so like with like you said that Ye
Mm-hmm.
was like saying this whole thing about Pete Davidson that the security guards weren't letting him in. Even Pete has come out to say like he hasn't been to Kim's house because he's respecting the relationship for the kids and their dad.
Yep.
And so even Pete has come out and said that. And yay, I feel like going live while he's driving, first of all, like nobody caught that. Going live while he's driving and talking about, and then he's putting everybody on blast. Like, girl, don't ever do any kind of crime with Kanye or yay because he'll put you on blast. He's like, I called
So
so and
quick.
so, I called so and Kylie ain't answering my call. I called Chris, she ain't answering my call. Travis, thank you so much. Travis Scott. I want to give a shout out to Travis Scott.
He sure did shout. Okay, so here's the thing with that. The thing that I heard when I was listening to this was he was like, I called Tristan, and Tristan was
Oh
like,
yeah, he
"Oh,
had the nerve.
I can't give you that information. I have to run it by Chloe first." The fuck you mean? Y'all still talking? Like this bitch ain't fucking like I know y'all got a kid together and y'all have to talk, but what?
But you're at,
like
you're at the birthday party.
like you're at the like this bitch. So Chloe just dumb. Like she just ain't never gonna learn because it just came out that he is the father of the baby from not the first model chick or whatever that was claiming she had an affair with him, but a second one.
Mhm.
And he is proved to be the father. And he came out and he put on his story an apology to Chloe. I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve this. Blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. And I'm like, Chloe, girl, please tell. Please, I don't. Red flag. Red flag.
Rita, what do you think about what is going on in your mind, girl?
Me?
Yeah,
Oh,
girl.
I was like,
What is? Because you look like they're a hot mess.
that's literally my exact words. My exact word. That the entire time though, it's not like just now. Like to me, like this whole family's been a hot mess from the fucking get go. Yeah, some of them are smart, some of them are hoes. They're all hoes. Some of them are super dumb. Like they're dumb, smart, and hoes all at the same damn time. They're too much. They're literally too much. Like so, like with all this, and then Kanye moving across the street and all that stuff. Boy, if my no.
And
just no. Like and as long as it's true, I respect old boy for like saying that he's keeping his distance out of respect for the kids and for yay and whatever, but I'm not nice enough to where if it was me, I'm not gonna respect boundaries. Like, boy, you were the one that moved across the street. Didn't nobody ask you to move there? You just wanted to be on some weird shit. So I don't know. That's but Ye's been out there too about like on his own without anybody else's help. He's been out there on some crazy shit, all on his damn self, all by his damn self. I mean, so I think they're all Coco Loco. They've all lost it a little bit. They're all too used to TV and doing this for TV and doing that for family. They don't even know what's what anymore. That's what I feel like. I think they're just like, I don't know. I think they're all fucking crazy and stupid and psycho and hoes. Like, so
yeah,
I believe that both them babies is his. I believe she's dumb for this repetitive thing. I think they're all fucking dumb. Like, like
and then people are like, are y'all seeing those posts? Like people are like trying to justify Kanye living across the street from Kim. Like, shame on y'all for shaming him for wanting to be across the street from his own children and blah blah blah. I'm like, no, that's called being controlling.
yeah, I
Because
could
you can
care
be in
less.
your kid's life without living across the fucking street.
Yeah, like even
Like you
even
can live
even living like
down the road, bro.
yeah, I was
Not
gonna say
across the
even living
street.
down the road to me would be pushing it a little bit, but it's at least it's not right across the street. Be at least 2 stop signs away from me or something. Walking or bike distance where I don't gotta literally walk outside like all those funny POVs and shit. Where I don't
Mhm.
wanna walk outside and see my ex just there in his robe all crazy saying hi to me and my new man talking about can I see the kids today? No. Like, why are you even talking to me right now? Like, get the fuck back in your weird ass house. Like, why are you here? So
All the
no,
people
even down the street pushing
justifying
it for
it.
me.
Yeah, all the people justifying it. It's like, tell me your partner's a narcissist without telling me your partner's a narcissist. Like,
I just
no.
want to ask those people. Yeah, like I
Are
just want
they
to ask those
okay?
people. Okay, all right. Do you have a baby daddy? Do y'all get along? You don't? Okay, now have him move. Ask him to move across the street.
Yeah.
Okay, now the story's different. Okay, that's what I thought. Like that's what.
Those people that are doing that, I'm like, blink twice if you need help. Like, no, like
Yeah.
you I like no, there is no justifying that shit. Like, I don't care how much of a good father he wants to be to his kids or anything like that. There is a way to do that without living directly across the fucking street from
Yeah.
me. Like,
Minimum 2 stop signs
and
away.
you know what? You want to live across the street? Cool. I'm gonna wild the fuck out. It's gonna drive you. I'm gonna make you fucking move. Oh, is that your brother coming to my house? It might be, bitch. Like, fuck you.
Real
No.
shit though. I'm fucking in front of the windows so they can see. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Like
On
you're
the
gonna
front
regret living across
on
the street.
on the front patio
I'm telling you, like, I don't give a fuck.
at the mailbox.
I'm letting
No.
the kids take their nap, and me and my new man's going outside. We making a whole video. Like,
Dude, I am sucking dick in front of the window. Like, no. Like you want okay, bitch, all right. No.
yeah,
Blinds wide open.
Wide the fuck
swear to
open.
God.
Curtains.
Man, I'm
Yeah.
having the curtains open like it's legit a show. Like
With the ring light.
yes. So I'm like,
Oh no.
that's
So
like, no, my
speaking
ex don't want to cross the street.
so we're gonna transition out for Ye and his baby mama to one of his exes, Amber Rose. So Amber Rose, back in the day in 2015, kind of was going after the Kardashian family and Ye. She called the Kardashian family the Kardashians, and she was saying that basically that they were going to use him and embarrass him when they were done with him. That was in 2015. Well, people are bringing it up and they're retweeting that tweet from who's okay. First of all, I know Amber Rose tweets a lot. Who's going back to her timeline to look for that damn tweet? Like who's
Not me.
scrolling? Who's scrolling? And they're retweeting that. They're going all the way back to 2015 to retweet this tweet. Well, Amber has since come out and she has made a comment on it. She said, quote, "Man, fuck that old ass tweet. I never got an apology for his quote 30 showers comment, but fuck it. I started my slut walk and helped millions of women around the world stand up for themselves against slut shaming, so something amazing came out of it. Kim nor her sisters deserve that tweet, and y'all shouldn't co-sign that either. Shit was old and immature as fuck to me to involve the Kardashians," and she put dash in capital letters, "in the mess that he made. Moving forward, learning from my mistakes. We all have kids and families. Life is hard enough right now for a lot of people, and I just want to spread love and positivity." What are y'all's thoughts on Amber addressing people that are retweeting her and admitting that she was wrong and she was blaming Kim for something that he did? So, what are y'all's thoughts?
No. What you want, girl? What kind of
Um,
deal did y'all fucking? What kind of deal did y'all set up? Like, nah, bitch, I know you ain't got that much growth. No. Deep down somewhere, you are still petty. Money motivates your ass. What is the deal? Like, that's how I feel about that shit. Because first of all, what she said wasn't that far off the marker. You know what I mean?
That's why
So
people are bringing it back up. People are retweeting it now because they're like, look at that. They use you and they spit you out. All right, Rita. So, what are your thoughts on Amber Rose's um, tweet and people trying to resurface it and her now saying that she's kind of grown from it and she's kind of apologizing to the Kardashians? What are your thoughts? Do you side with Vonnie where she's like, nah, fuck that? Or are you like, yeah, she can grow and more power to her?
Okay, so I don't exactly remember the tweet. So
Oh, okay. So basically, the 2015 tweet said something like that the Kardashians were gonna like basically use you and then spit you out once they're done with you or something like that. And that was in 2015, and people have since started retweeting it because of everything. And she
like the
went back,
recent stuff.
yeah, and so she just came back and she was like, "Man, fuck that old tweet. Like the Kardashians, they didn't deserve that, and that they shouldn't. Her Kim didn't deserve that, and that Amber should not have blamed Kim and her family for something that Kanye created, a problem that he created." And so she like apologized to them publicly, and she's kind of saying like she's just wishing positive like vibes to everyone.
Okay, so then yeah, I'm gonna go with Vonnie on this one. To me, I think that's fake. You know what I mean? Like, don't say that, like, and then years later take it back. I feel like if you meant that, you would have taken it back not long after you said it. Not like years later, not because situations have changed or something's come up now. Like, bitch, you ain't sorry. Don't be sorry. Don't like, you know what I mean? I feel like if you said it, you meant it. It doesn't matter. because all the same, like I said earlier, like the Kardashians are a mess all by them damn selves. And that's not going to change. So that means your sorry tweet is irrelevant because they ain't changed. You ain't going to change. You said what you said. Stick to it. You know what I mean? Like, man, ain't nothing fucking changed. Like,
I don't give a fuck. Amber Rose is not that stupid. She knows the Kardashians are a multi-million-dollar family.
yeah.
So being on their good side and stuff like that, yeah, okay, whatever, fuck you. Like, I would have way more respect for her if she would have been like, I said what the fuck I said. You know what I mean? Because, again, I'm going to throw it out there. Her tweet was not that far-fetched. I mean...
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
Look at all the men the Kardashians have kind of run through, and has it ended good for any of them? I mean, these motherfuckers have all come out with, like, way more mental instability than they had before they knew the Kardashians, so I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's all. I was like, mess meets mess. You didn't say what you said for a reason. Ain't nobody changed. Like, that's you, bitch. You ain't sorry. Like you might be sorry for publicity or money or like, but you ain't sorry because, like she said, it's not far fetched what you said. This long after, it's still not far fetched. Like, so no, didn't nothing change. Like, fake
as fuck. Fake as her titties. Fake as her titties.
She'll admit it too, though. So that was Kanye's exes. Now let's talk about his current girlfriend, y'all. Current girlfriend Julia Fox gave an interview to Interview Magazine. This bitch, okay, Julia Fox, what a fucking name. So she in this interview says that she is just, mind you, they've only been going out for I think like a month or something. Like they have not been together very long, keep in mind, okay? And so she's already had, like, she's been on podcasts, she's been on interviews and all this stuff. She's literally in Interview Magazine talking about their relationship, and they haven't been together that long. Well, they've been on a few dates, and she says that only after meeting him a couple days later, all my shit was in boxes, gone. It was so cathartic. It wasn't like I was just packing in my old clothes. It was like I was packing in my old life. I was like making that very conscious decision to really put everything in the box to let go of the past. For someone like me who's such a control freak and always used to taking care of myself, to just let go and be taken care of is foreign at this point in my life. I've been the primary caretaker for everyone for so long. It's a new sensation, but honestly, I think I deserve it. And then she goes on to say that I'm so used to being fucked over in relationships, so I keep waiting for him to disappoint me because he makes me very like grandiose promises, and it's like, how could he ever pull it off? But he always does. And then she continues on and says something about that she's just basically, she packed up her old life and she's surrendering herself to him, basically letting him control. And so, what do y'all stop?
A bitch would never.
I'm like, take it away, Vonnie.
A bitch would never, but the millions could help with that. That's all I'm saying. But like, I like that Kim came out and was like, I have no problem with her. At least she's a fan. Because she really did come out and say she is a fan of Kim Kardashian, and this and that. But Kim was throwing some shade on her for that. Like, fuck out of here. Like, whatever. Kim, don't be mad. I really don't think Kim gives a shit who the fuck Kanye dates as long as the fuck it's not her. Fuck you. Leave me alone. Like, how does your new girlfriend feel about you moving across the fucking street for me? Like, oh, never mind. That's right. That bitch don't care. She done surrendered herself to you. Bitch, fuck you. Fuck you. I know Yee's dick ain't that good. No.
It's not devil dick.
It ain't devil dick. Oh, hell no, he ain't got no devil dick. You just know the way he walks around, he ain't got no devil dick.
Oh.
Super facts.
Like, okay.
Oh, no.
No, he got a devil bank account. That's the fuck he got.
That one.
Yeah, but let's move on. That's a lot of Kardashian exes and the current relationships. So we brought up all of them, girl. And they all centered around yay.
Come on, the
Um,
only bitch staying out of shit is Kendall.
Yep.
But she's
Kendall-
got her own shit going on. She was under fire again because she wore a skanky ass dress to her best friend's wedding, and people were on fucking Twitter like, "Why is this bitch trying to upstage the bride?" and blah 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 and all this shit. Don't get me
She's
wrong, the dress was fucking fire. The dress was fucking fire. Like, I don't
she's
care
a
what anybody
fucking
says.
model. Like, she's gonna look
Exactly.
pretty and everything.
No, but it was a fire ass dress. This was like cut out like all the way. Like, it's like some hoe shit I would wear.
But I
So,
mean, like, what did they expect her? What did they expect her to wear? A fucking maiden's like a dress? Like,
well, she
what
was a
the?
bridesmaid, so they really expected her
Well,
to
then
let the
the
bride have
bride.
her fucking day.
But the thing is, the bride probably picked it out. Then the bride had to.
It was a dress
You
she
think?
changed into after the ceremony.
Oh, well, then her
Okay.
job's
See, I didn't know
done.
that part.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it was
her
for the
job.
reception.
But her job is done. It's like at
Yeah,
that point,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
mean that's
we're here to have fun.
that's the only controversy this bitch has been in. Like, other than
The
that, Kendall
thing is,
stays way the fuck out of shit.
yeah, the thing is
yeah.
also if the bride's so insecure about someone else looking better than them, then maybe you should probably be reevaluating your wedding if you're that insecure about someone. Because if you're
Wear a skankier wedding dress.
yeah, because if you're secure about yourself, you're gonna be like, I'm that bitch, no one else is that bitch, no matter what anybody comes in, because you're gonna be like, I have the bombest outfit. If you don't
Okay,
have the bombest outfit, that's your fault. You picked the
okay.
dress.
Let me stop you right there, because
Here we
on
go.
my fucking wedding day,
I was waiting for this.
let some bitch try to look prettier than me when I'm walking down that fucking aisle. You want to dress like a whore to my reception? Do it, bitch. I'm gonna be dressing the same way. But we could go twinsies. But at my wedding, like while I'm walking down the aisle, sit your bitch ass down and let me have my
Yeah, but
moment.
that's not what Kendall did.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I would have a problem with.
Yeah,
If
that's what I'm
had
saying.
Kendall
Is like,
done that, then I would have had an issue. But
yeah,
I don't. She didn't do anything wrong. I don't think she did anything wrong.
yeah. Yeah, but I'm saying though, like a bride should always feel, no matter what anybody's wearing, a bride should feel like I'm that bitch today. And if you don't feel like you're that bitch, well, you ain't that bitch, because that bitch always feels like that bitch.
Yep.
So that's
Which is
period.
why I was posting thirst traps. Hello, when I had Abel, you the one who was reminding me that I'm that bitch every step of the
I
way.
had
So
to keep
technically
reminding
your
you.
fault.
Yeah. Well, I had to remind you because you were trying to forget. I was like,
I
oh no,
really
bro, you
was.
can't forget.
I was going crazy. That's all right. I needed
I'm not ever that bitch. If I'm sick, I'm not that bitch. Like if it's just a little cold, if it's just some allergies, like I'm still that bitch. But if it's anything worse than that, flu rona, I'm not that bitch right now. Like
Y'all, when
I clocked out.
I-
Don't even think about me. When I'm that bitch again, I will clock back in. Like
No, I was in the hospital last year with Corona and flu Rona, because I have flu Rona before it was called flu Rona, and I had both flus with the Rona, not just one flu, both flus. And when I was in the hospital, bitch, tell me why I felt I had one of my podcasts launching that week. I was in bed at the hospital, told my mom, bring some clothes and please bring my laptop. I had work to do. I was in that hospital bed, girl. I had social media to keep up with. I got to do what I got to do in that hospital bed. So I had a podcast. I had I had a network to build here. So
I know when I'm not that bitch. If I put on enough concealer and I still don't look no different, I'm not that bitch right now. Count me out.
See, you Abel talking about you got a network to maintain and stuff like that sounds just like Jason Momoa and his wife Lisa Bonet. So if we can get into that right now, I would love to get into that story, because that is basically what these two said when they announced their split. So for all of my thirsty ladies out there, they got their panties in a twist. Yes, Jason Momoa is now fucking single. So that means we have a chance. 100%. As soon as I found out, I told Abel, Hawaii? We're going to Hawaii? Like, what are we doing? So they split after 16 years of marriage. Now they released a joint statement, and I need to read this statement to you guys because in the process of me reading it for the first time, my eyes literally got stuck in the back of my head when I was rolling my fucking eyes. So let me. I want to know what the fuck y'all think about this shit. So the joint statement is: we have all felt the squeeze and changes of these transformational times. A revolution is unfolding, and our family is of no exception. Feeling and growing from the shifts occurring, and so we share our family news that we are parting ways in marriage. We share this not because we think it's newsworthy, but so that as we go about our lives, we may do so with dignity and honesty. The love between us carries on, evolving in ways it wishes to be known and lived. We free each other to be who we are, learning to become, and our devotion unwavering to this sacred life and our children, teaching our children what's possible, living the prayer. May love prevail. Jason and Lisa. Bitch, fuck you! Who fucked up? Who fucked up? I want to know. That's some bullshit. Okay, so Twitterverse and everyone else has their feelings about what is going on here, and they all are blaming Amber Heard. So if you don't know who Amber Heard is, she is a stupid twatbag bitch that was married to Johnny Depp.
God.
Fuck this hoe. Fuck this bitch. Have several fucking seats in the back with them bitches back there. We're not going to say their fucking names because fuck them. So she was married to Johnny Depp, and she made all these accusations about Johnny. Anyway, she's a fucking nutcase, and she does Aquaman with Jason Momoa. Well, she outwardly flirted with Jason Momoa, and Lisa Bonet had come forward saying several times she didn't like the fact that Jason Momoa was working with her, or didn't like any of that shit. So that being said, Lisa Bonet is also really good friends with Johnny Depp, and it would bother her that Jason Momoa was working with Amber Heard whenever Jason Momoa wouldn't stick up for Johnny Depp or anything like that. So they're saying this was a big factor as to why that they have split up. What are your thoughts?
So messy. And you know what I hate? I hate a joint ass statement.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. I'm like, just say someone fucked around. They fucked, he fucked, she fucked, they all fucked. I mean, say the truth. Like, I hate a joint ass statement, first of all. And where there's flame, there's fire. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Girl, if there's rumors, once a hoe, always a hoe. Can't turn a hoe to a housewife. All the above. That's my thoughts.
I love all the fucking big words they used in the statement. Like all these big fancy words, we're gonna make this statement so fucking better, and how they're so fuck. It's because there's like Lisa Bonet lives is so earthy, like she's
Yeah, it's
real,
annoying.
like
She
yeah,
seems like she seems like she's the type that wears like that natural deodorant that doesn't work. Like the
yeah,
ones like
like she's very bohemian and all that shit, and
like
so this
the people at Lush probably love her. Like Lush, she's like a Lush girl because Lush is like vegan and they're like earth and we love nature. She's like she could be a Viking from Viking.
oh, she really fucking can. And that this statement was, "May love prevail." Bitch, fuck love. I want to know if Jason stuck his dick in something. Like, why you mad? Like, no, did you do it? Did you fuck around? Who did? And if Jason did cheat, that means he's open to options. I'm here for it.
Rita's
just like, this is too much.
Yeah, I mean, because I agree with you that like I get if you're trying to be cordial and make it look cordial, okay, but like literally also like she said all these big words and all, it sounds too rehearsed. It sounds too it sounds too fake. It sounds too fake. Like if you said some normal ass words with a couple of, like little teeny tiny, like you could tell y'all aren't the best of friends right now, but you're being nice and cordial for the fan. Okay, see, I'd believe that. And I'd be like, okay, the joint thing's still weird, but you can tell there's a little bit of animosity in there. So I'd believe it. But like, just like she said, but let love prevail and like all this and that. Okay, now we know you're lying. Somebody did something and y'all are trying too hard to cover up whatever it is that happened. And then you're saying it's for the family. Bitch, we know damn good and well it ain't for no fucking family. It's for y'all. It's for y'all. And y'all's PR rep wrote some shit that was too fake. And now everybody knows it's a lie anyway. So
Dude, give that PR rep a fucking English award. That's all I'm saying. Like, give that fucker
It sounds like it literally
Yeah.
sounds like a presidential like statement. Like
I know.
this
I don't
is
know. Do I
attention
vote for
to
one
the
or both of them at the same time when I'm writing my
attention to
like,
the Associated Press. Like that's what like
yeah.
I can't.
It's too much. Like,
So from that couple, let's move on to Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox.
yes.
Oh, here we go. Like I'm okay. I'm here for this couple because they're both fucking weird and they both like revel in each other's fucking weirdness. So they made a post and it went like viral everywhere. TikTok, Instagram. It got posted on multiple platforms all at the same time. Right after Machine Gun Kelly proposed to Megan Fox. Now he proposed to her under a what's it called? A banyan tree. Like, I don't know why they made such a big deal about it being a banyan tree or something. Because apparently back in July of 2020, they sat together under this fucking tree. They asked for magic. They asked for like all of this, like being together, and for they're unaware of the work and sacrifices that relationships take. And it was such a moving moment for them that he decided to propose to her under that banyan tree. Don't get me wrong, like it was cute, whatever. They looked like Mr. and Mrs. Beetlejuice under that tree because of the way he was dressed,
Super
what he was
fast.
wearing, and stuff like that. The ring is gorgeous, but they really had to make it their own moment, so they drank each other's blood to seal the deal.
Oh.
Yeah.
They
Yeah. Mm.
So you're not down for that then, Abel.
girl, okay. Unless your name is Edward Cullen or Eric from True Blood or someone, I'm not drinking nobody's blood, okay? Salvatore.
But they love each other, and it's a banyan
I don't give
tree.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a flying fuck if you love each other. That is disgusting. Girl, there's Flurona going around and you want to drink somebody's blood? No.
Like, not down for that.
So,
you know.
yeah, it's just like way too much. It's like I can't do it. I can't.
Are you sure?
The memes because of the outfits alone had me dying. Like I was like,
literally.
It sounds like Lisa Bonet was
congratulations.
there.
Yeah.
It sounds like Lisa Bonet was there at the banyan tree or the bunyan tree or the bunyan tree. Whatever the fuck. Okay. Whatever the fuck.
I had to look this shit up. Like, what the fuck is a banyan tree? Is it that fuck? Like, I love trees. I'm a tree lover. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't know what the fuck a banyan tree is. Like, maybe I've been under one. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. But congratulations to them. I am happy for. Like, I literally have nothing against this couple. I think this couple is really good.
They're
together.
weird.
Yeah, they're weird. I love it. I'm here for it. They're both skinny as fuck. I think it's crazy. They both like wear the same size clothes. Like that's awesome.
Like they could borrow each other's
I have
jeans.
nothing negative to say. But I'm gonna tell you, blood is not the kind of fluid that I want going down my throat when I'm dating somebody. I'm just, I don't want that.
We know.
I'm good.
We know, girl. And Bitches Who Brunch season 2 is coming out soon, y'all. So that is we're moving on to fluids. Speaking of fluids, we're gonna talk about the Playboy documentary that's coming out. So
speaking of fluids.
So there's a new Playboy.
There's a lot of fluids. Holy shit.
There's a new Playboy documentary called Secrets of Playboy that reveals Hugh Hefner's treatment of women. And there's obviously been a lot of talk about him from his ex-girlfriends, and we're always like, then why did the bitch stay? Like, why did they stay? Yeah. Well, Playboy it could be like, it's controversial, right? Some people say it's like empowering for women. Some women are like, it's degrading. It's just whatever floats your boat. I really don't have a problem with it as long as you're consenting. Do what the fuck you want to do, right? Well, It says that one of Hugh Hefner's ex-girlfriends in the documentary says that, quote, in the documentary, she says, quote, again, sorry, for a little while, he was doing this crazy stuff, and I was looking the other way, like on pig night. I remember finding out what was going on because he said, I'm going to be busy in the early part of the evening. Some people are coming over. And then somebody told me what it was. A butler did. He said, it's pig night. And I said, what? And they went on and said, every Thursday night, Hefner had two pimps bring up 5 or 6 girls, each in their cars, and it was called pig night. But we as butlers were always told, do not call them pigs. This was Hefner's term for them. I don't know why he called them pigs. They would come and go into the big dining room. Hefner's friends and comrades and different stars, movie stars and television stars, would sit around the table with them, and as the butlers, we would serve them dinner during pig nights. So, what are your thoughts on this just like this revelation from this documentary? Um, you know, they were also like these women were told to order whatever they wanted, and that like behind the scenes that Hugh and his friends would like make fun of them and say like, here you go, little piggy, have yourself like a meal. And like they would basically degrade the women there. um and so yeah, the documentary is called Secrets of Playboy. And I don't know when, or if I don't know exactly when it's coming out, but
It
what are
comes out
your thoughts?
January 24th.
Okay, so in
January
about a week.
24th is going to be the release for this.
So
Yeah.
what do you
So it
what do
was
you
also
thought?
said that he demanded group sex 5 nights a week. That he was completely unsatisfiable sometimes. That he kept a constant stock of what he would call leg spreaders, and they were quaaludes, like quaaludes, like for everybody, just make it rain quaaludes, because he said that was a way to have the women do what they want, and stuff like that. So I am not shocked, surprised, or anything by any of these allegations, coming through. This is like, it's almost sad that we would sit here and say, well, it's the Playboy Mansion. What the fuck did you expect? It's literally the porn industry in one house, and the leader of the porn industry. So the whole world that you are in it's almost one of those things where you knew what you were getting into when you signed up for this shit. These are freaky ass old white men that, like, this is their, they're playing out their fantasies. They're doing whatever they want. They have the money, they have the power, and with the money and the power and the titles and everything like that, with these men comes the degradement of women. And the women know that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude or ugly and say they deserved it or anything like that. But you're in this world, you know what this world is. When you participate it once and you let it slide and you keep participating it, you are perpetuating it. So yeah, it's a shitty situation. All these women, like, I hope and pray they've gotten like whatever kind of therapy and help they need from all of this stuff. Am I surprised by it? No. Do I think it's shitty? Fuck yes. Unfortunately, that's the industry.
Rita, what are your thoughts on it?
She took the words right out of my mouth. Like because literally I was thinking the same thing, even as you were just reading it. Like, I mean, you got like a sentence or two in, and I was already where she was at. It's just that that I hate that women allow themselves to get treated that way. I don't think it's right. Does it do damage whether you're part of the industry or not? I would imagine it does. You know what I mean? Like, it's you're only human at the end of the day. Do I think it's right? No. Do I think it's horrible and it sucks? Yes, absolutely. Did they deserve it? Like she said, no. But they chose to be in that industry. Like, I don't know what else they expected. You know what I mean? Like, it, like she literally said, it comes with, like, I mean, literally the industry is pretty much made to degrade women in some way. You know what I mean? Like, you're putting yourself in that situation. You know what you're signing up for. I mean, like, it's the fucking Playboy Mansion. Like she said, it's like, it's the porn industry in one giant house. He was known for it. I mean, I don't really know what else you expected. You know what I mean? Like, and I hate to say that like they're all dumb. You know what I mean? Because I'm not saying that either. But girl, what is, you know what I mean? Like, literally, like she said, the whole point of that entire place was for him and his weird old friends to literally live out their fame. That's what they are famous for. So what, when you're having pimps show up with cars full of girls that aren't you and the girls you're used to that live in the house, does that really shock you? I mean, it wouldn't shock me. If I lived there, I would have already known, like, here we go again. It's Thursday night. Like, I'm just going to go to my room. I'm going to drink a bunch of champagne. I'm going to eat whatever the fuck I want and fuck him for tonight. Like, I don't want nothing to do with him. Like, that's how I would get used to it. You know what I mean? I'd be like, whatever. That's what he does. It's Thursday night. That's what they do. And am I going to put myself in that situation? Fuck no. Do I want to be called a leg spreader and a whatever? Like, of course not. But I put myself here. So, no, I'm not surprised. I don't, and I hate to say it, I don't feel bad for her. I don't, because at the end of the day, honey, like, I'm sorry, but you did put yourself there, like, right there in the middle of it. Everybody was excited, like, oh, you know, like, Hef invited me to live in the mansion. Like, I live here now. This is my home. Oh my God. But what did they really think happens behind the scenes? Like, did they think he was like some super respectable, like, stand-up guy? Like, no, not once would I think that was. So no.
See, for me, the ones that I do feel sorry for and that I think it's a travesty for what happened to them are the ones, the playmates that overdosed, ones that were so afflicted by it that they committed suicide, because all of that happened. Like, all of that happened. The thing that pisses me off also is that this comes out now, after he's already dead. Why?
Yeah.
Why didn't this come out before he died? Like, this is, this was something that was so serious, that was, all this main things and stuff, like no, fuck no, this should have been out long time ago. And people like Holly Madison and his other girlfriends that were like constant, like, and stuff like that, bitch, you perpetrated that shit too. You helped with that shit too. So now you're coming out because now you feel bad about it, as you fucking should, bitch. You probably passed out those claims too. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of blame to go around in this fucking world and in this industry with this shit. And it was only a matter of time before something like this came out, because there's no way that world existed without any of this shady shit going around and shit like that. And I would treat Hugh Hefner the same way I would treat Epstein, because he is in that same disgusting ass fucking world. The only thing I can say is I haven't seen any kind of allegations of anybody being underage. That's the only thing.
Yeah. And like, like with what you said about, like like with the women like that were involved, like the women that ended up killing themselves or overdosing, whatever the case, because of something like that, like, yeah, like, that's horrible. You know what I mean? Now that's fucking horrible. But the reason I feel like it didn't come out before he had passed away is because, I mean, he's freaking Hugh Hefner. He's the king of all that shit. His lawyers would have buried those women and found a way to make them look bad. You know what I mean? Like, those women would have never been seen in this world again. Like, in other people's eyes. You know what I mean? Like, and people knew that. Like, Hugh Hefner had the fame, he had the money, he had the women, he had, I mean, like, and it sucks. It sucks. But if it had come up before he had died, him and his people would have been on it so quick that they would have buried those women. And that sucks. So I think it was good that they waited till after he was dead. That way they could actually get it out there. Because I feel like if they had tried to do it when he was alive, it wouldn't have worked. Him and his people would have made it disappear. And he had the money and the power to do it. That sucks. That sucks.
I heard he could be very smooth. Like, he love bombed these women and made them believe that they were special to him, that they were this, that they were that, and that made them more compliable to him and stuff. Now, there were people that got thrown, like John Belushi's name got tossed around a lot, that he was a regular, and that he really, there was this one thing where In the documentary, it says that a doctor would examine the women for any diseases or infections before they could have sex with the guests. Sometimes he had a special woman who would come up, and they would call her the bleeder. And she would use a very special large syringe and draw blood from different men. And then a girl would come and perform fellatio and give them a hand job. And this was something that John Belushi absolutely loved, that it turned him on so fucking much. So there's like a lot of shit being thrown out in this documentary, and names are being dropped.
Yeah. And see, I feel like there's no way they could have done that when he was alive. There's no way.
Yeah, he would have shut it down.
Yeah,
he would have shut it down.
People,
he's powerful.
Yeah,
they would have been
they would have made it
missing,
disappear
dead.
so quick. Yeah,
and
it wouldn't even made it to social media. It wouldn't.
It's like the perfect transition to the next story is like people with power and money, like Jeffrey Epstein's case, how he allegedly committed suicide whenever in prison, for all the allegations against him. And then his partner, business partner, or some would say girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, was in court, and she name dropped a bunch of people, like celebrities, and one of them was Prince Andrew from over in the UK, is part of the royal family. Well, when these allegations first appeared and came out, Prince Andrew, his like military titles and stuff were said, like they were some duties that he had were, quote, like suspended for the foreseeable future. But since then, the Queen and the establishment, so the Buckingham Palace, basically the Queen, issued a statement saying that he will lose all his remaining patronages and military titles permanently. He will no longer also be referred to as HRH or His Royal Highness. The only thing that he does keep is the title Prince and Duke of York, because those are considered, like in the law over there in the UK, those are given at birth and they are intangible property, so it's not something that could be taken away.
Yeah,
so,
they're his solely, like that was
yeah, because you were born as the grand. Now, whereas the military titles and His Royal Highness were given to him from the Queen, the Duke of York and Prince were not. And so he is still the Prince and Duke of York, and so that means he still has money and access to things. But it has also been said that since the Buckingham Palace released a statement that he will not be at the Queen's Jubilee. I believe it's like her diamond or some shit Jubilee. Like that bitch is like 500. I don't know. Like when they say "Long live the Queen," bitch, they meant long live the fucking Queen, y'all. So that just shows like another story that it's like a powerful, rich, and I'm sorry, but they are white men getting away with things that are disgusting. And it's not always white men, it's the powerful rich men, but in these two stories, they just happen to be. It's
the majority of
powerful
these
men.
stories.
It's powerful men, right? And so what are your thoughts on, like, I understand that he's given the title Prince at birth, but Prince Harry was given the title as Prince at, because like that's his royal right. So he is still a prince, even though he stepped down from his duties. However, Prince Harry's son or children are not princes and princesses, although they are born from a prince. So wouldn't that be their birthright as well? But the Queen said that they are not going to be considered.
Yes.
So what are y'all's thoughts on that? Like comparing the two, like, because Prince Harry decided to step away from his duties and leave to come to live in America with his wife and start his own family. The Queen said that his family will no longer, well, he is still the prince, but his kids will not be princes or princesses. But by birth, if you think about it, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't they, if he's a prince, aren't they now princes and princesses as well? And like, how is that?
Oh yes, definitely. By birth, they are. It's not, and I never agreed with that either. I think that was a shitty on the queen's part, and I think it was mainly her being pissed at his decision to go to the United States and live with his wife and his family there. I think that Andrew, like, that shit should be stripped from him. Like, you're a fucking embarrassment to this fucking family. Like, no, I'm sorry, strip that shit from him. You wouldn't be a prince anymore in my book.
Unfortunately, that's not very unheard of. At least from what I know, like when it comes to something like that, and you step down, you decide not to take your place as crown. The next heir, the next ruler, however you want to put it. If you decide to step down, your children are not considered of royalty. And the only way that, if I remember right, and I could be wrong, so nobody completely quote me on this, but the only way that they would be able to be considered again is if the people who are still in line, something happens to them or they step down, well, then they are still the natural blood related heirs to the throne. And they can only decide that themselves once they become of age. Up until then, still somebody would have to step in, but they would be next in line because they are still blood royalty. Even if their parents had stepped down, they're not going to be eligible for the throne until they're of their own age. But because of that, because their parents stepped down, then something would have to happen to all the other people in line that would have come before them for them to even be able to,
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and that sucks. So I mean, like even if the kids, I mean, and now this is the part that I'm saying, like, don't quote me on, is that like I don't know if once the kids are of age and decide they want to try and throw their name back in the ring, I don't know if that would work. But at least I know as of right now, their parents stepped down, so that took their royalty options away as well, and that sucks. That does suck. But do I think the queen was upset and she was salty? Also, yes. You know what I mean? Like, because that's, I would imagine as a queen, you try and raise your kids like that. You bring your kids up to take over what you've built. I can understand being upset, but I don't think he stepped away for any of the wrong reasons. So if that's what he wanted to do, then you, as their mother too, I know you have duties to the throne and all that other type of stuff, but that's also your son at the end of the day, first and foremost. You know what I mean?
So Prince Harry's her grandson.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
But
grandson.
Still, it's like, it's like, I also feel like, Vonnie and I have talked about it before, whenever Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had that interview with Oprah, that pathetic interview. Like we talked about it before, like, do you think race was a factor? Because look at Prince Andrew, and he gets to keep his titles, and he is, there are all these disgusting allegations against him, and yet he still gets to keep his prince, like, why can't she strip that away? Like, why can't she like, no, like, bitch, you're the queen. What do you mean you can't do that? Like, you are the queen and you can't do that? Or are you not willing to? Because with Prince Harry and his biracial children, she was very quick to do that.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've read that too. I've heard a lot about that it could be because of that. I hope it's not. I'm not gonna lie though. It doesn't
they don't have a great past. So.
Yeah.
I mean, neither do we in America, but they're older, so.
Yeah. And unfortunately that part you can't bring out of people of that age. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, and that sucks. That sucks too. But
yeah, so
yikes.
Let's move on to the last few stories here. So there is this hit show on Showtime that I've been meaning to watch. I've heard so much about it. It's already been renewed. I believe it's on its first season, but I think there are already talks about all the way up to season 5 already. That's how popular the show is. And it's called Yellow Jackets. So Yellow Jackets, it's a Showtime show. Yellow Jackets star Melanie Lynskey said recently that she was actually body shamed during filming of this show. She said that people on set, like, she was speaking to Rolling Stone, and that she said that a production company employee called her and they said, basically, she says, like, they were asking me, well, what kind of plan do you want to be on? I'm sure the producers will get you a trainer. They'd love to help you with this, referring to her weight and her body. With that being said, she also she was just like, wow, like really, like that's where your heads are at. Like you're not concerned about acting, y'all are concerned about like what are you gonna do with this? Like, you know what I mean? But again, with that being said, her co-stars Tawny Cypress, Christina Ricci, and Juliette Lewis, they all actually stuck up for her,
Good.
and they went to the producers, and they were all like stuck up, and basically, I believe that person is no longer employed with the production company, because they all were like saying like we're all in this together, and if you're gonna attack her for this, you're attacking all of us, and they weren't gonna film. They refused to film as long as that person was involved.
Well,
So
good for them.
what are your thoughts on this production person and that? Bonnie's making
Take it away,
faces.
Bonnie.
She's making
I'm gonna.
faces.
I was like, I'm gonna let Rita talk first because I
Rita,
got shit.
say your piece, because Bonnie is she's like she's gonna unleash.
she's gonna go off. That's okay. Well, first off, 2021, 2022. I don't give a why the fuck are we still body shaming? Like, first the fuck off. And then I've heard about this show. I've actually had a lot of friends tell me to watch it. It's on, I think I actually came across it on Hulu, and I started to watch it, but then my stupid ass fell asleep just because it was like 4 a.m. So I can't tell you about the show, my bad, y'all, but I swear I'm gonna get to it. But I do want to say good for the women who helped stick up for her. And I'm glad that whoever said that, wanted to body shame or whatever, like, I'm glad that they're kicked the fuck out, because I cannot stand. I cannot stand. I don't give a fuck who you are. I cannot stand. How you're gonna tell somebody else about their body? This is my goddamn body. This is my goddamn body. And if I'm okay with the way that I look, I got on this fucking show without you and your thoughts about anybody else's body. I'm the one that got me here. If they had a problem with it, they would have told me that in the very beginning, or I never would have been on this show. I'm doing me. I'm my own person. This is my body. I don't need nobody telling me who and what fucking things I should be eating. Fuck you. Like, literally, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, this is literally 2022. Tell me something about my body. Please tell me something about my body. Please do. You know what I mean? Like, because like fuck whoever that person was. I'm glad they're off the show. I'm glad that she didn't like I mean, hopefully, you know what I mean? Because there's no way we are gonna know how she personally feels. But hopefully she didn't take in that too much to where it literally hurt her self-esteem or anything like that. And that's why I applaud those women that stuck up for her and said that, okay, if you're going to talk about her, then you're talking about all of us. So fuck you. Good for all of them, because that's how it should be. We should all be fucking sticking together and flicking all our fucking fingers off to people telling us about our body. Fuck you. Fuck you. But okay, I'm done.
Vonnie, let it loose, girl. Let it loose.
First of all, show me a picture of this motherfucker. Show me a picture of this motherfucker that had the audacity to ask her, what do you plan to do? Bitch, the fuck you mean, what do I plan to do? I'm finna go have a fucking Big Mac and fucking check my bank account from my fucking checky check from this show, because fuck you, bitch. What? I want to see who the fuck this is. Who said that? Because first of all, I fucking love this bitch. I love her. She's come out on so many fucking movies that I fucking love. My favorite is Kind of Ugly. Like, fuck you. She is so quick. And she is the sweetest. Like, her voice is so, like, cute and everything. And let me just throw that out there. This bitch ain't even that big. Like, you ain't even that big. Like, come and tell me what I'm gonna do with this shit. Bitch, I'm gonna hit you with the left underside of my fucking arm, you stupid asshole. Fuck you. And don't you ever fucking talk shit to... Oh, I'm sorry. Who doesn't have a job now? That's right. You don't, bitch. Whatever. Fucking mad. Tell me a big girl fucking turn your ass down without telling me a big girl turn your stupid ass, ugly ass down. Bitch, fuck you. I can't...
Y'all. That's a lot, but I knew that was gonna be triggering. I just thought that it was good that her co-star stuck up for her, and as women, it's like empowerment. So
yes.
we're rounding out the stories here. So talk about country singer Sarah Evans. Well, her husband, estranged husband, Jay Barker, was arrested for alleged domestic violence early Saturday morning.
Mhm.
The incident took place in Nashville around 1:30 a.m. local time. According to the cops, the former University of Alabama quarterback allegedly attempted to slam his
Right?
car into the vehicle his estranged wife was in. Um, he, in court documents, was arrested for felony aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And it says that he was placed on a 12-hour hold in the Davidson County and released Saturday night after posting a $10,000 bail. So according to an affidavit, Sarah was leaving a party on Norwood Drive in Nashville with a friend when she got into the passenger seat of a car. As the friend drove past a driveway, Sarah noticed Jay parked there. She then saw him backing up his vehicle at a high rate of speed, attempting to hit them but missed. The 49-year-old then fled the scene before his wife could call the cops, but he later returned, at which point he spoke with police officers and was arrested. Before he was arrested, Evans and another witness told cops that they felt the athlete was intentionally trying to smash his car into theirs. A potential motive was not included in the report, but the affidavit did explain the couple separated, though they are still married. So as of right now, it's unclear what led to the separation or how long it's been in effect. His last Instagram post was of their 12th anniversary from 2020, and that was they were married in 2008 and they have 3 kids together, a 22-year-old, 18-year-old, and 17-year-old. So if he is convicted, he could be facing 2 to 20 years behind bars, as well as a fine of up to $10,000. What are y'all's thoughts on this? It's scary. That's scary. That's some Joe from You shit. Like sitting out there watching.
Yeah, so according to sources that are close to Jay Barker, they're saying that lately he has been suffering from aggression, and that's what led to this estrangement that he has from his wife, and he's been suffering like over the last few years about it, and they're attributing it to his concussion history and being hurt while he's playing football because he is a former Alabama quarterback. So they're citing traumatic brain injuries and concussion after concussion for this. And I'm mixed on it because I do know that this is a very serious topic, and in the last few years it has been being brought to light that there are like all of these. It's almost like how men would act like after like steroid use or use of like painkillers and stuff like that. Like it puts you in that state of mind. So there have been like a lot of investigations going on about traumatic brain injuries from footballs and stuff, like sports and everything like that. So in a way, I'm like, okay, I get it. But if this is how he's being, he needs to seek the help that he needs to help him deal with this. And with his aggression, and he definitely needs the counseling and to get help for this because even though it could be attributed to that, he is going to end up hurting himself, his wife, or someone else in the process of all of this. And it's just going to be sad whenever like he could have gotten the help he needed before it.
Yeah. I was like, I actually agree with her on this one too. I have family members that have had TBIs before. And it does change you, even if it changes you in a minimal way, maybe not something so aggressive. But all the same, just like she said, there's been studies and it's been coming more to light, like and especially with football, just because it's one of those more aggressive head-on sports, you're literally going out of your way to hit people. You know what I mean? So, like it's been coming to light more and more that that type of stuff, head injuries specifically, can really fuck with you. But, so I do agree that if it is because of that, so I'm 50-50 with it too, because it really could be because of that. But if it is because of that, even though I do agree with her when she says that, he should be getting help and stuff like that, it's easy to say that. But people are so stubborn, and especially men that are known, like in a football industry, are known to be like a man's man. Like, I don't need help, I don't need it. It's really hard to actually get somebody to get the help they need. So it's not necessarily whether they need it. They even probably know they need it, but will they go? They probably wouldn't go if Jesus himself said, "Go get help." You know what I mean? There's some people that really just won't, just because they're so stubborn and they really think that they got it, or maybe they're just that over masculine where they just feel like, fuck that, I don't need help from nobody. You know what I mean? So it's easy to say that, and like Sarah Evans being, the estranged wife and all that stuff. Obviously, if it is because of that, it's been going on for a while. I don't think this would be the first couple of conversations that she's tried to have with him. If it was because of that, to say, baby, please go get help for our family, go get help for you. If not for us, get help. But there's some people that really just won't. They won't listen. They won't go, and that sucks. But then, just like she said too, is that even if it's because of them themselves that they don't go get help, they're gonna get hurt. They're gonna hurt their family, or they're gonna end up hurting somebody else. And next thing you know, they're in prison for the rest of their lives over something they should have gotten help for. So I mean, if it is because of that, I do hope that he does end up getting help. This whole thing in the first place, though, is fucking wild. And like he said, that's some Joe shit. Like literally sitting outside, like waiting, knowing she was in the passenger seat, and like reversing and speeding up, whatever, hell no. Hell fucking no. Like no. If that was me, my estranged husband is gonna be an ex-husband real quick. And then maybe something might happen to him on accident too. Oops. Not sorry. Like
Oh, let's move on before someone gets themselves in some trouble. Rita, allegedly. This is not
allegedly.
Whenever you plan something in advance, what is that called?
It's premeditated and shit.
This is not premeditated.
But I'm not married, so we're good, y'all. We're okay.
So let's move on to Lori Loughlin and her husband Massimo Giuliani. I don't know how to say the last name. So remember them? They were the ones that like paid for their kid to go to college and faked all this shit, and they went to jail. Blah blah blah. Okay, well, anyways, really quickly, again, if you don't know them by their names, Lori is known as her role on Full House and Fuller House as Aunt Becky, and right, that was her name.
Mm-hmm, Aunt Becky.
Yeah. So, well, according to TMZ, burglars broke into their Los Angeles home earlier this month and made away with some super expensive items. A group of thieves, reportedly dressed in all black and wore masks, smashed the couple's bedroom window and walked away with over $1 million in jewelry from her jewelry box. Neither of them were home when it happened, but a source close to Lori says that she still feels violated by what happened and that it was very emotional. Police have not determined whether the duo were specifically targeted or if the incident was random. However, they do believe a South American burglary crew may have hit several locations, including their home, and then left the country. While the news of the robbery just broke on Saturday, TMZ reports that it actually all went down on January 3rd. So, okay, over $1 million of jewelry just from a jewelry box.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, they hit a lick. They did that. And if they skip country, like, I hate to say it, but they did that. I don't condone, but they did that.
Here's how I feel about it.
Karma's a bitch.
What you said. Karma's a bitch. And not only that, like, I don't feel sorry for you because I know damn well you had them hoes insured. And if you didn't have that shit insured, then
Shame
you're
on
a
you.
fucking idiot. Yeah, you're fucking stupid. Like, there's no fuck way.
I have my Funko Pops insured, bitch. I have pictures and video of every Funko Pop because I am not playing with my insurance. We live in South Texas with hurricane. Okay, with hurricanes. Bitch, I put money in this collection. I have these bitches insured. You better have that $1 million in jewelry insured.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you's a dumb bitch if you got $1 million worth of fucking jewelry and a goddamn jewelry box on your fucking dresser, and that shit is not insured. You're fucking. I would insure my fucking fashion jewelry if I fucking could. Like,
Her
fuck.
nails.
Yeah, my nails be insured, bitch. Fuck you. You better have that shit insured. And I don't feel bad. The only thing I feel bad about, the only thing I will say, like, that's fucked up is because I would feel violated. Like, someone was in my home. Someone
I
was
was
in
gonna
my
say that.
room. Someone was in my room. Like,
it would
I
mess
would
with
feel
me mentally. I wouldn't, even if I didn't see it, I would feel the presence.
Yeah, and nobody deserves that
safe.
shit.
You know, like, if they were able to break into it, because that's actually exactly what I was gonna say, was that because I've had people break in, and I'm just a normal ass girl. Like, I've had people break into my stuff, steal my shit, like, you know, being grown. You know what I mean? And I literally I didn't feel safe for months after that. Like, and it's just how you feel sometimes after shit like that. Like, and if you like, and those people, the people that stole my stuff and broke into my shit, they didn't even get to my room or nothing like that. So I can only assume how she feels. But violated is a very easy word to put that. You know what I mean? Like, I'd feel very, high key, I might be extra for this, but I probably would move. I probably would move. If I have the money to, if I have the money to do it, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move.
Same.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel safe.
I would not either. And I'm like, I don't know if she has that insured, because I'm like, where was, like, you didn't have security?
I did wonder that too. I'm not gonna lie.
You
because
have
when
$1
it
million.
did happen to me, I set up security at my house. I didn't have it before then, but when it happened to me, I set up security at my house the next day, and I still didn't feel safe. Like, so if I have their type of money or something like that, I would have already had security.
I would have had armed guards.
Yeah,
if I have $1 million jewelry in my jewelry box, imagine they have safes.
Yeah,
you know, they have secret rooms and shit. If I have $1 million just chilling on my jewelry box, I have armed guards in my house then.
Well,
right? That's what
it was a housekeeper and a private security guard that was there at the time of the burglary.
Inside job.
I was literally thinking that right now. I was like, okay, no,
nobody got hurt. Nobody got tied up. None of this happened. And
they went straight to the jewelry box. They didn't fuck with nothing else.
They went straight to the room, straight to the jewelry box. They knew exactly where the jewelry box was, and they took off with it.
Yeah.
Inside
but
job.
Even more so, I'd feel even more unsafe. I'm moving. Nobody
I'm moving,
in the world,
and everybody there was fired.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, let's go from the uninsured, maybe, to the insured. Let's talk about Tiffany Haddish. This bitch.
I love her.
This bitch is okay, first of all, hats off to Tiffany, because she is a insured driver. This bitch had her own back. So she was arrested for a DUI. She was allegedly asleep at the wheel. I say allegedly lightly because they pulled up on a bitch and she was snoring behind the wheel of this fucking car. Allegedly. The incident took place early Friday morning in Georgia. Now, she was arrested by Peachtree City officers at 4 a.m. She was only in custody for a few fucking hours, but this bitch did not waste these few hours. They suspected that she was high, on marijuana, which, if you looked at her fucking mugshot, because that's the whole reason for this story, I have never in my life seen somebody so fucking happy in a mugshot. It's a fucking amazing mugshot. She was released at 6:30 in the morning after posting her bond, which was $1,666. Go, Tiffany. That's dropping the bucket for you. And now this is just making its rounds on social media because of the mugshot. Let me just throw this out there, bitch. Hats off to you for being so fucking turnt on a Monday, bitch, that you fucking this bitch fell asleep at a goddamn stop sign in this fucking neighborhood at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning.
it's funny, but it's also concerning because she's coming off the heels of her breakup with Common,
Yeah.
and it's also like you have that much money and you can't get an Uber or a private driver. Like, it's funny because like she got arrested or whatever, and she was snoring at the wheel allegedly, but like she could have killed someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, and that was actually my first question whenever I had like learned about all this. I was like, before I knew she was at a stop sign, stop, just knock the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, because my first question was actually that. I was like, did she hurt somebody? Did she hit somebody? Because that's what concerns me too. Or somebody could have been the other side of that. There could have been a drunk driver or just somebody didn't see her and they could have hit her and she could have died.
And she could have been snoring away and bye, girl.
Yeah.
You in danger, girl.
There's a lot of dangerous stuff when it comes to that. I'm glad that she's okay. Her mugshot is amazing.
It is an iconic one.
She looks so happy, y'all. Like, she looks so happy. She knows she's about to be out of there. She ain't worried about it. She's like, damn, I had a good nap. Fuck, I'm in jail.
She's gonna make a whole comedy special about it.
It's gonna be it's that TikTok where it's like, oh, you're being arrested. I'm so for DUI. She's like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like that's literally her mood, her attitude, like all that. But I like, yeah, it is serious because, like you said, she could definitely hurt somebody if you are drinking, if you were under the influence, if you were high, whatever the fuck you are. Take a fucking Uber home. Get a ride. Like, don't do that shit. Okay,
it's only funny because nobody was hurt and
nobody was hurt.
Like that's the only reason why it's funny.
But I just want to say her mugshot is my fucking mood already for 2022.
Her mugshot.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, that's what I was like. And I agree with you. Is like the only thing that made it funny was the mugshot. How she came out.
It reminds me of like Justin Bieber's when because he had his hair was like all perfect. She looked like she was under the influence, but Justin Bieber,
so
like
his
eyes were just puffy, and he smiled, and his hair was like perfect.
That's what I'm saying. It's like because if anybody had gotten hurt, if she had gotten hurt, if like literally, if even one small thing in this story had changed, I would not be laughing about this. I would not think it's okay.
I could be reporting a whole ass different story if it was, but thankfully we're not.
Yes, exactly. Thankfully we're not. And the mugshot came out funny, so this was able to turn into a little bit of a funny thing, but it is a very serious thing at the end of the day. But I love Tiffany. I love her. Like she came out of it like a G.
From one funny ass person, which I cannot wait to watch that special because I'm sure she's already in talks with someone to make it, to some funny ass fans of the NFL football team Dallas Cowboys.
I've been waiting for this one.
We're rounding out the podcast. We started with some somber news, but we're rounding it out with the funniest shit of the past few weeks, and yes, as of the past couple days. Vonnie, take it away because this is all over. It is so funny.
It is everywhere. So Dallas Cowboys took a huge L last night in the NFL wildcard playoff game to the San Francisco 49ers. And the highlight of this is it made everybody calls the Dallas Cowboys America's team, but America collectively comes together to enjoy the pain of all the Cowboys fans because they say it is the most ridiculous fan base out there. And what made this amazing was all of the fans crying, like literally crying. There's like so many memes, right? There's this one girl, this poor fucking girl. She's wearing like a white shirt and she's like this and she's like literally crying. And they're like, it's a little early in the game to be crying like that, girl, but go off. There's another lady, there's a couple, they're embracing, they're sad, they're somber, like their favorite dog just died. Like, it was ridiculous. Not only that, but the fans were going fucking nuts inside AT&T Stadium. The Cowboy fans were fighting each other. They weren't even fighting the 49er fans. They were fucking fighting each other. And then, but wait, there's more.
There's more.
They started throwing garbage, literal trash
at the players.
At the players. at the refs. The refs could not piece out of that place fast enough. Like, literally, it was fucking ridiculousness on top of fucking ridiculous last night. There were people burning fucking jerseys and effigy. There were people saying that my wife left last night, took my kids, and left because I was breaking TVs and shit. Like, this was ruining marriages, ruining lives, ruining like furniture, ruining like literally it was the most ridiculous shit. And I was here for every single fucking second of it because I can't stand the Cowboys. I am not a Cowboys fan. Sorry to all you motherfuckers out there that are, but now the thing that I did find slightly disturbing as to how far these fans are taking shit is that a few of the players had to go online and say, yes, I disappointed you, that put this loss on me, leave my family and my kids out of it. That was the sad part. Like, you people, you fans should not be taking it to these players' homes, to these players' families. Like, that is where you cross a fucking line. Like, quit your shit.
Absolutely. But I'm sorry to say this too, because everybody, it's not a Cowboys fan, makes fun of it, but they're Cowboys fans. Like, I don't. Now, do I think it's funny that some of them went to those extremes? Absolutely fucking not. I do not think y'all are okay. Y'all, the Cowboys don't even like y'all. Y'all going for them, they don't even like y'all now. So look what you did. You made your own team hate you. So okay. But as far as like all the people crying and embracing in the crowds, and like, I'm sorry.
That was funny. Like the girl that she had like her nails and everything, and she was like,
yeah, I'm telling
like,
you.
Like I'm like, I the most amused, like, because like you. Boy, if you see any other teams like and their fans doing that, when you don't see nobody fucking doing that when they lose, and I get it. This was an important game or whatever, but boy, if y'all don't fucking quit, like I can't. Obviously.
I know. I tried calling my aunt right after the game because like I don't watch. My family, my household, like my entire family is Cowboys fans, and I just don't watch them anymore because I'm like, well, I have anxiety. So I'm not gonna. I let myself down. They're not gonna let me down too. And so I'm like,
anxiety too,
so I don't watch it anymore. And so like after the game was over, I was like laughing. So I'm like, it's literally a game. Like, and I watched the last plays. I'm like, they just screwed themselves up. So like, why are they mad? And then I called my aunt, and she like ignored my call. I'm like, I was just like seeing if I could go over. Like that's rude.
You're like, damn, what did I do?
Literally, like nobody in my house was talking. Like everybody went to bed. Like night was over for everyone. I was like, it's weird. I watched Vikings like midnight. I was like, I'm undisturbed.
That's I'm like, I really couldn't, like, because even if I'm out and about doing stuff, I have the NFL app. I have notifications for certain games, certain teams, whatever. That popped up. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed. And then where we were eating at, I looked up and the game's right there, and there was I think there was like 4 seconds or something like that left in the fourth, and I'm sorry, y'all. It was a very serious moment.
It was amazingly epic. Now, with the Dallas Cowboys out of the playoff run now, that means the San Francisco 49ers will travel to Lambeau Field to face the number 1 seed Green Bay Packers. Woo-woo! That's my team in the divisional round. So I'm so sorry, 49ers. It was a nice run while y'all had it. There's next season when you don't have to face the Packers. So that's what it is.
All right, we're ending all this talk about balls and things and whatever. We're ending that, and
don't even, Vonnie. Don't even.
Vonnie, mouth shut.
She's on Vonnie.
So, for those of you that are just listening to the podcast, make sure you check us out on YouTube because soon we will be having live broadcasts of our recording. So we actually are doing like test runs for this. We're gonna have we're going to be streaming live and recording the podcast live across the entire network. So all of our podcasts, so that includes Vonnie and Rita's Bitches Who Brunch will be live, and you'll be able to leave comments and interact like literally live as they're recording the podcast. And they'll be able to show you images and graphics, and that's scary. And oh my god.
Vonnie,
And
stop
also
it.
our new podcast, Oh So Petty, will be on YouTube. So make sure you check us out. All of our links are in the show notes, and all of our handles. If you are watching us and found the Pop Culture YouTube channel, our handles are like, all of them are like right here.
Come on, right
We're
there.
all like, where
Where's my
are
finger
they?
going?
So
There it is.
you can follow us on social media. It feels good to be back, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.